Come on down. You're the next contestant on Price is Right Wrestling. And last week you got some great prizes like more Grayson Waller and more Von Wagner. Oh, you didn't like those? Well, too bad, because this week you're getting even more Grayson Waller and even more Von Wagner, a Von Wagner promo as it were, and Jacket Time, and Boa for some reason. I don't know what happened to this show, but by God, they have just fucking lost the plot. I'm John Renton with my review of WWE NXT 2.0. There were some things on this show that I did not mind. I will certainly say that I appreciate how WWE is leaning into the fact that nobody likes Grayson Waller, so they're making him the most hated heel in WWE, at least in NXT. Might be pretty much one of the most hated goddamn heels in the company, though, and if you read up on him, you'll know why. But he does come across as an unlikable douche that you want to slap with a goddamn sack full of bricks. Who doesn't want to slap somebody with a goddamn sack full of bricks that wears a shirt like that? I think that makes him the biggest heel, his goddamn wardrobe. So anyway, yeah, if you've noticed, the NXT 2.0 reviews have gotten a little bit snippier. Like, I've gotten to the point where I've been a little bit more mean-spirited. I try to add humor, and I try to add life and energy, but it's gotten to the point where I'm really just watching to see the few things that I like in NXT. There's just a lot of and then there are some characters I just don't fucking care about. I don't fucking care how good they are in the ring. I don't care about a lot of these storylines. It's not a good program anymore. People say it's the best WWE program going on. You know, it can still be dog shit and be better than Raw and SmackDown, right? But anyway, recaps of Grayson Waller laying out Johnny Gargano. I don't know what Johnny Gargano's future is going to be. I think he's going to take some time off, reassess, his priorities. He's going to become a father. Him and Candice are going to raise their kid for a little bit. Honestly, the guy's worked really hard in NXT. If he wants to take a break, make some indie appearances, come back to NXT in 6 months, I think that would be perfectly fine. I don't really see the harm in that. He could never come back to NXT, and he's had a good body of work there. But anyway, here's, Grayson Waller to thunderous boos outside of the Capitol Kaleidoscopic Center. I believe that's just what I'm going to call it. Not, with the K's. KKK, that's not good. And a lot of boos. I mean, well, at least they've, again, leaned into the fact nobody really likes Grayson Waller. So here's recaps of Cameron and Cameron Grimes and Dookie Nookie Hudson as Cameron took the Clippers to the Duke. But he has that weird headgear and everything, shades of Buddy Roberts and also Kirk Angel, in, mid, 2002. From about, right after Judgment Day 2002 till, God, I think it was maybe a month later, maybe 6 weeks later, where he had the headgear and everything, and that was really, really good stuff. So it's Dookie Nookie Hudson against Cameron Grimes, no DQ. Hey, a weapons-filled match. I haven't seen NXT do that since War Games. War Games was 9 days ago. Look, AEW hotshots shit and does a whole lot of weapon stuff and makes some of the referees look ineffective, and they do some stuff that really pisses me off, and then I praise the good stuff that they do. I do the same with NXT and WWE and stuff like that. When they had 3 cage matches on, 3 shows in a row, it got fucking annoying, but I praise some of the stuff they did that was good. Weapons-filled matches in a feud I don't fucking care about can have one of two effects. It can either have an adverse effect, make me care even less about the feud, or it can get to the point where I'm imagining who else you could have put in this match to make it better. Dookie Nookie Hudson is fine. He's a fine talent. And Cameron Grimes, he is a good athlete. And these guys could do some good stuff. I didn't care. I didn't care about any of this stuff. The weapon shots, Dookie Nookie pulling out a poker table. If you notice, I'm just coming up with more nicknames for people because I just don't give a shit anymore. If they don't give a shit about putting on a compelling 2-hour show, they just throw bullshit at the screen to see what sticks, and they utilize some talents that actually have good ring talent really, really badly. More on that in a little bit. Then why in the world should anybody get invested? Plus, they've released about 20 million people. Yes, they were hoarding a whole bunch, but how are we supposed to care about any of these characters when, they're here, and then suddenly they're not on here for about 3 weeks. They're on 205 Live. Let's have the debut of Lash Legend on 205 Live, the in-ring debut, that is, and let's make some people watch that, which, yes, you need to get eyeballs on the program, but you couldn't have had that happen on NXT? At least there are more people watching NXT than 205 Live. I think I can count on one hand and not use all the fingers the amount of people I know that watch 205 Live. If you watch 205 Live, maybe I can add a 5th finger to that. Except, that's a thumb, it's not a finger. That's an anatomy lesson for you. So, the poker table powerbomb for 2, oh no. He pulled out the Clippers, but then he tried to take Cameron Grimes' hair off, and no, he couldn't do that. He got hit with the cave-in, 1, 2, 3, and then got the wig pulled off. Oh no, it's boiled egg Dookie Nukie Hudson. And then Dakota was telling Cora Jade about Raquel. No, she's going to betray you. Ha 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 ha. I know all about this and everything. Can WWE stop scripting their people so much so they are reading, so they aren't reading things like this, like they are being held at gunpoint or somebody is holding one of their loved ones or a pet or a cherished, toy. Why didn't you put the bunny back in the box? It's like, let go or the bunny gets it. Why can't they stop having people like that? Yes, I said the same goddamn thing on the Raw review last night, but if you're going to keep overly scripting people to the point where you don't give them some bullet points, hey, can you work this line in? Can you do this stuff? Okay, go out and say that. No, give them. So they're like this. It's a hostage statement. Hostage statement. Easy for me to say. So anyway, yeah, Cora Jade has potential, but this was not good because it just is not, it's not good scripting. Briggs and Jensen, by the way, are, going on a Casey Caden concert tour. There's your KKK. That's not good. Not going to do the voice twice. I can imagine that Vince McMahon is just laughing backstage, seeing that, Shawn Michaels' bad eye is keeping an eye on NXT 2.0. His good eye does the stuff like Rex Steiner and Toxic Attraction, and then the bad eye just decides to book everything else. Or maybe somebody else. Maybe it's Linda McMahon's lazy eye that does that. She was part of a cabinet that we should never speak of again, and she deserves to be endlessly mocked. So, I don't know why the country music. I hate country music. It's not that I hate country artists. I actually think quite a few of them are talented. I was raised on country music, and I rebelled against it. That being said, there are still some good country songs. It's just not my cup of tea, because it would be in a freaking jug. It'd be in a jug of moonshine. To the moon! Anyway, yeah, this was something that they felt was necessary to put out there because they're trying to make Casey and Caden interesting and trying to make everybody forget that Josh Briggs was named in a certain movement. Anyway, here's Grayson, who of course boos an asshole chance, and he knocks Gargano and says, well, you got to bet on yourself. We get shut the hell up chance. He shows footage from his Instagram and of Vic being all upset, and because he's apparently friends with Johnny Gargano. They only mentioned that recently, but whatever. I mean, I believe it. And, he knocks the people and everything, various comments, various tweets, and like Wade and saying, well, it's not 2010, so I don't care about what you think. He's not wrong. That's really about the last time that Wade was seen as a main eventer. Yes, he did have the Bad News Barrett thing, but he was never going to be seen as a main eventer. And then, I love Bad News Barrett. Then he zeroes in on Wade and Vic. And he just kept knocking Vic and knocking Vic. He kept knocking Joseph. Man, he made him feel like a victim. Anyway, I don't know why we're implying, are we going to get Wade back in the ring? Or are we going to get Vic and Wade versus Grayson Waller and insert name here? That would be interesting. Have Mackenzie Mitchell come out and low blow Grayson Waller. Legitimately. We don't need to have future Grayson Wallers. Just, freaking explode his goddamn testicles like Lawler did to Tommy Dreamer when he hit him in the nuts with that cane shot. Except do it as a shoot. Okay, that was implying something a little bit much. But Mackenzie Mitchell probably wants to do that. I think everybody wants to knock Grayson Waller in the nuts and beat him like they did to that guy in Full Metal Jacket. The name escapes me right now. I apologize. So, Diamond Mine will handle business tonight. Lashing out with Lash Legend. Oh boy, what did Kushida do to deserve this goddamn team? Yes, I know he did the Back to the Future thing, and he's done goofiness. Ikemenjiro seems like a lovely individual. I hate the gimmick. I hate it. Jacket time. Why? Why is this happening? Why was this given so much TV time? Why was this given any TV time? Ivy Nile then beat Amari Miller, who I've seen clips of. Amari Miller is not bad. Ivy Nile was clearly going to be the standout here in the feature, and she won with a standing dragon sleeper. Very good stuff. But Amari Miller did show some good hops. And then Zion Quinn, he doesn't know where Elektra stands. She's not staying on his face because, well, there are some people that are into that. Like Tony Atlas, the whole foot thing. Anyway, Robert Stone wants to be taken seriously. And then they gave Von Wagner, some promo time. They're trying to give him personality. I have a hard time believing somebody with that kind of brow can spell personality. Why are they insisting on giving Von Wagner stuff to say, and he doesn't even look like he can see the words because his brow is starting to come lower and lower and lower like a goddamn window shade on a frickin' bus. And it's like, if you have any problems, say it to my face. We can't get within 5 feet of you because your brow keeps knocking people out. So anyway, MSK, they have a lot in their sack, like a scooter in the bag. This is another thing they felt was necessary to put on TV. And, I knew a girl that actually could fit that much stuff in her pouch. She was in college or whatever. Let's just say, you know what, I'm just going to leave that alone. There were a lot of supplies in there. A lot of supplies. You could find notepads, pencils. You'd have to dry them off. It was literally like a kangaroo pouch. Gross. Anyway, who is West Side Gun? I don't know who he is. Tanaka, I don't know who he is. MSK are one of my favorite teams, by the way, in the ring. These vignettes, I fucking hate them. Just my take. So, Guru Raj took on Harlan Myers, and it's a mauling, and Harlan Myers gets the victory. Apparently, I'm blocked by Harlan Myers on Twitter. I don't even know why. I've never actually said anything bad about him. When he was Parker Bordeaux, I wish him nothing but the best. I actually hope that he can still do some good stuff. I think it's a bit weird they changed his gimmick. But also, he's there with Joe Wayne Gacy, and Joe Wayne Gacy stops him from getting the, from inflicting way more damage. And then LA Knight talks about people throwing hissy fits, and mainly Grayson Waller and everything, and he arrives in a big car. Yeah. And he's gonna, he says, when you find Grayson Waller, tell him to find me. Yeah. So anyway, security was taking Harlan Myers down the stairs or whatever, and then one of them decided to stare him down too much, and it was Brian Kendrick. I was told that later. It's no wonder that I didn't recognize Brian Kendrick. I haven't seen him on TV for about, 10 fucking years. I think it's actually been about 3, but given how long 2020 lasted, it really feels like a fucking decade ago. So, Cora Jade took on Dakota Kai. Mandy was on commentary. Mandy, sweet Jesus, she was packed into that outfit. And I'm not even saying it in a bad way. Good grief. Cora Jade still rides a skateboard better than Johnny Ace ever did. She's a dynamic dudette. She's at least not as much of a conspiracy nut as Shane Douglas is. And Dakota teased her hair and got downright sadistic with it, and she targeted the arm because Cora Jade was just cleared but had the tape on the shoulder and everything, and she was beating it up. Cora Jade had some good hops here. There was a nice, twist breaker for 2. And then she gets the shovel, and it's like she's going to shovel her. She's like, ha ha, I'm going to shovel you. And then the referee takes that away, and then we get the most devastating maneuver in all professional wrestling. Surprise, roll up 1, 2, 3. If I had my own counter like Simon Miller on his ups and downs video, ups and down videos, that is, I probably would be up to about 500 at this point. Because seriously, the roll-up finish happens, I swear to God, it happens at least 3 times every show. And since they have 3 weekly shows that I watch, that's 9. That's a minimum of 9 roll-ups. God damn. It's absolutely, it's frightening. It's goddamn frightening. That would actually put it at about 400 something. But still, you get the point. But anyway, this is just fucking ridiculous. God, fucking ridiculous. So fucking goddamn bad. So fucking bad. And the match wasn't even that bad. Just roll-ups. Roll-ups everywhere. And then Toxic Attraction distracts, more like Toxic Distraction. Jane, my fucking goodness. Mandy targets the arm of Cora Jade, because apparently that's going to be the next program. Raquel comes down, and tries to run off everybody or whatever. She wanted to throw somebody over a wall, but found nobody in sight that she could do that to. And then Grayson Waller gets snited by Tiffany, where she's like, my daddy doesn't like you, or whatever. I'm Talkie Tiffany, and my dad doesn't like you. That's going to be her name now. Talkie Tiffany. That's going to be it. Talking Tiffany. Yeah. I think that's how it went. Talkie Tina. Is it Talkie Tina or Talking Tina? Twilight Zone fans, let me know. Like all 2 of you that happen to be watching this. Io Shirai yells at him in Japanese. There are many men that would pay good money to have Io Shirai stand over them and yell at them. I'm not saying I'm one of them. Okay, I am. I'm a bit of a freak. Io Shirai standing on my goddamn chest, yelling at me in Japanese. There you go. That's some insight into what I'm into. Always delete search history, by the way. So, Raquel and Dakota were being kept apart in the parking lot while referees tried to make this work. Good go. People say the feud's coming full circle. It's long-term storytelling. It's not good. Nobody cares about Raquel anymore. Tony's D took on Andres' Chase. Okay, why? Why is this happening? Andre Chase was upset because Tony D did not take his advice, so Tony laid his D down all over him. Andre Chase doing the stomps and everything. Everybody do the Chase stomp. And then he was doing that while the Chase University plants were chanting. I did like the catch into the Russian leg sweep. That was nice. And then Tony wins a bit later with his neckbreaker variation. And there you go. And then Tony, he's got the world on a string, not puppet on a string. He's not the Gail Kim theme. And here's Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne wants his mouthpiece back, which is in a little case on the steps. That's important for later. So, it's all over a mouthpiece. Oh, God. And then we get a bit of a fracas, and Tony D ends up with his finger snapped, ends up outside, and Pete Dunne gets over there, and instead of being smart and taking the case apart, he steps on it with his shoe. That's probably not that clean, even though I'm sure that was a clean environment. A lot of people had traipsed already through that, and picks up the mouthpiece and puts it in his mouth that probably had the broken stuff in it. Good job there, Pete. Good job. That's going to help your teeth a lot. All right. Braun tells Grayson to leave. Why the fuck not? I mean, everybody wants Grayson to leave. They're treating Grayson like The Miz eating chicken over Chris Benoit's bag. And Daniel and Nancy suffered horribly because of it. If only they had tapped. So, Brian Kendrick, rather, is being checked by the medical team. And then, why is Boa? Why is Boa? Why is he? It's nothing against the guy as an athlete, but this character's stupid. Idris Enofe lost to him in a little bit. Cool, whatever. Raquel is trying to cut a promo on Dakota, something about a street fight, and I just couldn't help but notice that she kind of reminded me of that special horse that Peter had that ran like it was knocked in the head one too many times. And now you can't unsee it. So anyway, Grayson Waller stole LA Knight's car, and it was a quick flash, but it looked like some blonde had tape over her mouth. So it looked like Tiffany. So he stole a car and kidnapped somebody. I'm just going to say this much. Maybe I'm just reading too much into it. Maybe it was just like the bad shadowing and everything. But stealing a car, kidnapping people, that's not how you make somebody a hate heel. It's like, okay, really? People say, well, it could have worked in the territory days. Yeah, but here's the thing. Grayson Waller wouldn't have gotten over in the territory days because nobody likes Grayson Waller. But yeah, LA Knight's laid out. They're still continuing this feud. They really should have just given it to Carmelo Hayes, because Carmelo Hayes had the, brief interaction, and a whole haunted house thing and whatever with Johnny Gargano. You're telling me Carmelo Hayes couldn't have gotten a boost from this whole damn thing? But no, they couldn't do that, even though Carmelo Hayes could have been like the most hated guy because he had a backup. Nobody's going to back up Grayson Waller. Again, nobody likes Grayson Waller. So, Grizzled Young Veterans took on Jacket Time. Remember when I wanted the tag team division to be rebuilt? As long as Jacket Time is a team, I don't want that. In fact, I want them to forget about the tag team championships, put them on ice, and when you break up Jacket Time and you maybe, dissolve a couple other teams and build good teams around and give Kushida something proper to do, then I'll care about the tag team division, because the Grizzled Young Veterans, Drake and Gibson, used to mean something. They also lost. The Creed brothers were watching with eyes wide open. Jiro won with a senton. Lovely. So, Hayes and Tricky Ticky Williams, they were scared by a drawing. Well, Tricky Ticky was, and then after confronting Strong and Bivens about who the real champion is. And then Cora is day-to-day. Knight and Kendrick were transported to the hospital, and Vince McMahon's mind exploded. God damn it, pal. You know it's a local medical facility. Find me out. Find me what Michael Cole's number is. Okay, that's Vic Joseph. We've been over this. Find me Mike Adamley's number. Vic Joseph. Okay, I don't care. All right. Kevin Kelly. I want his number. Oh, God, please stop, Vince. Anyway, so let's just move on from that. Rex Steiner took on Roderick Strong in a pretty good main event. It's just too bad you had to slog through so much pointless shit and a lot of stuff that wasn't really all that good to get to something that wasn't that bad. Rex Steiner, he's continuing to improve. I'm calling him Rex Steiner. That's his fucking name. Roderick is a great pro, led this, even though Rex had to be there for a lot of stuff. He did get some nice submissions on, and eventually Rex hit the press slam finisher 1, 2, 3. Ciampa then attacked him, laid him out, just crushing him, with the Willow's Bell, and then staying over and said, "Welcome back to the deep end, kid." And there you go. So we're obviously going to get that match at New Year's Evil. And I think that's when Rex Steiner is going to win the NXT Championship. And he'll probably lose it right around Mania time, get called up, and there you go. And watch him be the one to beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 39. I'm kidding. He might. They could fast track this guy. But anyway, we here at Price is Right Wrestling would like to remind you to control the pet population. Have your pet spayed or neutered. Goodbye, everybody.